On today's episode of MotoCheez.
The following movie is rated I.
What is up, guys? I don't know if you saw in the last video, Minnie took me out to Poughkeepsie and we picked up this 1-ton Pittsburgh crane from Harbor Freight. Engine crane is another word people usually use for this. Now, the last time I had one of these, probably over 20 years ago, I gave it to my buddy Brian because it was just taking up space. But the old ones used to have to pull the legs out and then sit them in a little compartment. This one has foldable legs. We might be using this to change the motor in the vet. Maybe that motor. Or maybe the motor we got from Jeffro. Either way, it's good to have around in the shop. I use my excavator for lifting stuff, and I also have the little crane part that goes in the 2-inch receiver that I've used Mini for, but this is easier if you're working on a poured concrete floor. When you have to drop it in and line everything up, it's easier to have it on wheels, of course. So I had to go to Poughkeepsie. That was the closest place that had it. I usually go to the Brookfield Harbor Freight if I need something. That's for wheels, apparently. It's a 3-ton ram. This is a 1-ton crane. I'm sure you guys know it's because where the fulcrum point is going to be. It's a 3-ton ram, but of course when you go from here to there, there's a fulcrum difference. When this arm slides into this, when it's all the way in, it's 1 ton. When it's all the way out, it's a 1/4 ton. So it's 500, 1,000, 1,500, and 2,000 pounds. So technically, a small block 350 Chevy with all the accessories on it, you should be able to do it by this, because 2,000 pounds is a ton, which means that's 1,000 pounds. Watch out for the burrs. There's one. And of course, Mini Truck, the ultimate second hand, is helping along on this project. They're all spinning casters, those being smaller. But of course, bolt, flat washer, lock washer, nut. Oh, I put this together backwards. What will I do? Have to flip her up so these washers will hang on these bolts. That's why the women love mechanics, boys. They're good with their fingers. And you don't even have to look at it. And you can get it right where you want it. You get the spot. Sometimes you got to use your middle finger because it's a little longer to get down in there. You know what I mean? .13mm bolt, 14mm nut. I suppose I should get my Milwaukee mouse turd, rat shit, sorry. Make it go a little quicker. Watch out for the burrs. There's a good sized burr right there. Yeah, it's made in China. They cut the corners once in a while. That'll get you. That'll definitely get you. That's the price you pay when you buy cheaper. Sometimes you gotta stick your thumb in there, you know. Whatever works. And you gotta get that nut. I suppose you could put it on a needle nose vice grip. If your fingers aren't long enough, you can use tools to reach the spot, other aids. But I don't need to, because I am a professional. My son has a fuel one like this, and it's way more power, but it's actually a little more dangerous. I kind of like this stopping. That thing will whack you in the jaw, cause some damage. That must be for the smaller wheels. Getting hot. Hang on to that for me, will you, Minnie? Thanks. Never tighten these up. Just put them loosely in there, so if you have to adjust to get the bolt in there, once they're all in there, and then you can adjust it center or whatever, and then tighten it up. And I don't have to tell you seasoned mechanics that, but I just figure I'd mention it. So 13. Just do them by hand. It is 8.8 hardened hardware. So I imagine they use the larger wheels here and the smaller wheels here, and then the larger wheels back on the legs, because why? Because they want these wheels to contact when the legs are up, which they will anyway. But when the legs are down, you don't want it rocking on this. It goes back to the bigger wheels that'll be on the end of those legs. I'm sure you guys knew that already. I always tighten crisscross just because, as being a mechanic, you're better off alternating while you torque down bolts and nuts. Because if there was multiple and you started here and kept tightening it up, it would actually lift the plate because of pressure stretching the metals. Next up on the assembly would be the legs. Should I put them on now? They can go on anytime. Now I gotta put the wheels on the legs. That's what's next. Silly cheesy. Even the best mechanics will drop a nut prematurely. Happens to the best of us. Especially if it's been a long time and you're out of practice. But you know this. That's that. Last wheel. Make sure you tighten these all up, because you don't want to. You picked the fine time to leave me loose wheel. Wouldn't be good if you had an engine on here. A couple burrs on there too. Gotta watch for that. I think I'm going to put these on after, because these go on with pins. Hole's a little sloppy, but she'll do. Rearrange my workshop on Mini. Oh my god. Scratch the paint. Time for the big boys. I think I know what these are. This is probably for the ram, and this is probably for that, which they should have used a lock nut, in my opinion. But what do I know? This goes like that. Oh, sloppy holes. Nobody likes sloppy holes. Snug it and tap it in. There. In case you're wondering, I'm using my Ordro EP7 for this job. These are also 8.8, huh? Here comes the boom! See, that one's got a nice tight hole. Because they don't want this doing so much of that, although it does a little. Bigger than 24, that nut. It's got a big nut, so I can use another adjustable. Use my pocket size, yeah? That's that. We're going to slide it all in to the 1 ton. And all we have to do is a ram and we done. And put those on, of course. Nothing can be finer than to be in her in the morning. Snug it and back off a little so this moves freely. That one I'm not going to squeeze all the way because that would be really, really tight squeeze and it would squeeze them tabs way in. So that part is done. Looks like the legs. Huh, which hole? I say this hole because that hole holds that from falling. What do you guys think? Of course. There, it's done. It only took me about an hour. There. Pretty compact compared to the original. Not bad. I seem to remember a handle or something on the other one. Should I put the Pittsburgh on the outside? You're probably supposed to, but... There it is, boys. All done. I'll fix that. All done. Now time to clean up the tools. Till next time, click the like, click subscribe, click that bell if you want to be notified. That'd be cheese-rific if you did. Catch you on the next video, guys.
Hey, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Hit that bell if you want new notifications on new videos. Links for products used are in the description and on MotoCheez.com. Thanks for watching.